Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are doing good. Real Madrid, after such a long time, have finally put up a dominant show which to an extent quenched the thirst of a convincing performance. The players looked motivated on the night, they brought the joy back in the faces of all Madridistas, and it just goes to show, with a little bit of aggression, with a little bit of assertiveness, we have the capability of playing an entertaining brand of football. Sociedad looked clueless on the night to deal with the onslaught of Real Madrid. We scored some brilliant, mind-blowing goals which got registered. At the same time, we scored some close offside goals which again added to the thrill of the game. But at the end of the night, it was a much-needed performance from the Los Blancos. It will surely boost the confidence level of the players. It will also provide the momentum that Real Madrid were lacking in recent weeks. And we have PSG up next, so we have done a nice warm-up and made a statement to PSG that we are ready for the clash of titans. So in this video, we would be doing the post-match analysis of Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad. We'll talk about the important happenings of the game, and without further ado, let's get started. And having a look at the lineup, there was Courtois in goal. In the back four, we had Alaba, Militao, Carvajal, and full-on Mendy. In the midfield, we had Camavinga, Casemiro, and Luka Modric. And finally in attack, we had Rodrigo, Vinicius, and Karim Benzema. And skip the shout-out section today, cause none of you had expected Madrid to score 4 goals on the night. But sharing some thoughts on the starting 11, Ancelotti had given the green light to Rodrigo over Marco Asensio. He got a start after a long time, and in those minutes we could see what Rodrigo brings to the side, which is different from Marco Asensio. He stretched the pitch much more, creating room for other attackers and the midfielders in the centre. He made some driving runs on the right, made a few attempts to shoot on goal, and his pressing from the front made it a net positive performance from the youngster. But coming to the other youngster, whose very presence was vital in winning all the 3 points, yes, I am talking about Eduardo Camavinga, and what performance that was from the youngster. It won't be a stretch to say that it was him who really inspired the comeback for Real Madrid. We all have been patiently waiting to see him in action, and yesterday Eduardo Camavinga showcased that Ancelotti can afford to put much more faith in him. He started in the position of Toni Kroos, playing as a left midfielder, but as you can see, he was also there playing on the right. Him and Modric interchanged positions during the course of the match. This made man marking difficult for the Sociedad defenders, and we could clearly see Ancelotti had asked Camavinga to operate in much more advanced territories. He did a good job, and the goal that he scored came out of the blue. It was a wonder strike which left the keeper stranded. It was a powerful shot, caught the keeper off guard, and that goal put a spring in the steps of all the other players as well. The Frenchman also helped in ball recovery. He completed close to 90% of the passes and played a decent role in exerting pressure on the Sociedad backline. So it was another thought-provoking performance for Camavinga, which grabbed the attention of many, and Ancelotti would be happy to know that in case Kroos is not ready, Camavinga has shown signs that he can step up his game and do the necessary tasks for the side. And talking about the first half in general, Real Madrid obviously were off to a disaster start as Carvajal conceded the penalty, which was very well converted by Mikel Oyarzabal. David Silva was also showing signs of getting in his stride, but just after Sociedad had scored, they put on a defensive attitude and took the necessary measures attempting to protect the lead. It was a risky plan because defending that way for the entirety of the half was always going to attract a lot of pressure from Real Madrid, and this is exactly how we saw the match pan out. When the pressure was intense, Sociedad seemed to defend with a narrow block of 5-3-2. They attempted to crowd the penalty box, but Real Madrid's aggression was maybe something that Sociedad did not anticipate. The Los Blancos were pressing very high on the night. They forced Sociedad into making errors as they were building from the back. They had some defensive lapses, there were some individual errors, and Real Madrid especially looked very dangerous when the turnovers happened in Sociedad's own half. We could have scored even more had we taken advantage of all those opportunities that had come our way, but it was the majestic strike of Luka Modric which got the second goal for Madrid. It was a jaw-dropping goal from the Croatian. He keeps putting on age-defying performances, and the goal that he scored was an absolute banger. Just have a look at the goal. It had quality oozing out of it. Against the ball from Benzema, he had David Silva tracking him, but Modric did not care. He made a mockery of Silva with just a drop of the shoulder. He sent Silva the other way, creating some space for himself. He set himself up perfectly for the strike, and after that he unleashed a pile-driving shot. It was headed towards the top corner. The keeper must be feeling pity for himself at that point, and Luka Modric keeps showing why he's still one of the best midfielders in the world. He helped Real Madrid dominate proceedings, created some chances, made a few key passes. He received a well-deserved standing ovation when he was taken off, and tell you what, we are going to miss the maestro when he decides to hang up his boots. Players like him are difficult to replace, but as long as he feels capable of delivering at the highest level, let's keep marveling at the qualities of this legend. And coming to the second half, if Real Madrid showed some individual quality in the first, in the second they showed some great link-up play in the build-up of their goals. It was played at a brisk pace. It didn't have the aggression that Real Madrid had shown towards the end of the first half. It just seemed that Real Madrid had enough to overpower Sociedad. They were tactically beaten by Ancelotti, Imanol couldn't mobilize his troops to get the upper hand in the game, and as a result, Real Madrid didn't really have much trouble in protecting their lead. You have to give credit to the centre-back duo for making a number of clearances and interceptions. Militao, you must remember, was physical and quick to cut out any threat to goal, and then on the opposite end, the attackers of Madrid put the game to bed by the 75th minute. Benzema, of course, scored from a very questionable penalty call, but it was the fourth goal which was more delightful to watch. We have been criticizing Casemiro for underperforming recent games, but yesterday, in the absence of Cruz, he had an improved showing. He was more short on the ball, and the final goal of the night was started as the keen eye of Carlos Casemiro was able to spot the run of Dani Carvajal. He made a Cruz's long ball to Carvajal, who had acres of space to run into. Carvajal was desperate to redeem himself for the mistake he had made early on, and carrying the attack forward, he made a timely pass to Marco Asensio. Asensio was clinical with his finishing, and that goal completed a well-rounded performance from the Los Blancos. So overall, it was a well-deserved victory for Real Madrid. It was a satisfying performance, and it was good to see that Ancelotti had asked his team to come out of the shell and show some more aggressive football. This is where Real Madrid looked like a much better side, and the positive attitude displayed by the players paved the way for a comprehensive performance. Sociedad were limited to just a single shot in the entire 90 minutes, and the Bernabeu crowd was buzzing with the quality on show. This is the path to follow if you want to overcome PSG in the Champions League, and if Real Madrid can replicate the same this Wednesday, will surely have a greater chance of going through the round of 16. So those were my thoughts from the game, and let's conclude this video by hearing the thoughts of Carlo Ancelotti. He firstly analysed the performance of the team. As he said, we played very well from the first minute. The plan was to press high and try to make it tough for Real Sociedad to play out from the back. It was physically demanding, but we did a good job. If we play like this, we've got a better chance of getting something on Wednesday. Then Ancelotti was asked for some thoughts on the performance of Eduardo Camavinga. He was one of the best performers on the night, and the coach was asked if he could be a starter against PSG. He responded, he's an option for Wednesday. We'll see what kind of condition Cruz and Valverde are in over the next few days, and then we'll see who will play on Wednesday. The plan won't change whoever plays. He's got the quality, and he doesn't mind if he's substituted in the break. He knows how important he is to the squad. He's young and motivated. He feels better next to Casemiro than in his position, but he can do a good job in both places. He's got a great shot on him and bags of energy. He scored a great goal tonight. And lastly, Ancelotti was asked about the gesture that Real Madrid players showed towards the fans at the end of the match. They greeted the supporters, acknowledging that their presence and support would play a crucial role in their qualification this Wednesday. And Ancelotti said, all Madridistas will believe we can turn it around on Wednesday following this game. The players thanked the fans, and it was nice to see. The help will be absolutely vital on Wednesday. So those were the thoughts of the coach, and that wraps up the post-match analysis of Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad. Do let me know what were your thoughts on the game, and what were the things that caught your eye right in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid, and as always, a la Madrid.